Hello, Do Mindfulness Collective. This right here, right now, is the joy of being a live stream coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. And if you're joining us somehow anywhere other than twitch.tv/deepmindfulness, well, geez Louise, you're in the wrong place. You're making a fool of yourself, okay? Folks, so glad to be here with you. Very happy to be here with our co-host, Deb, who is holding down the fort here in the back. Our full flora fortifier. What is up, folks? Where are you at? What's happening? What is new in your world? And in particular, where the hell are you? Jesus, where are you? It's 11 a.m. on a Wednesday. Where are you? Yeah, where are you, folks? Beep, bop, bop, beep. Going to my channel. Folks, excited that you are here. Uh-oh. Beep, bop, bop, beep. There's me calculating. We got everybody. Everybody's in the house. All my favorite people are here. So, folks, okay, I'm going to try to use the web browser thing to chat because I always get confused when I use other things. So, here we go, folks. Where are you at? Tomlin, welcome, Tomlin. Oh, P.S. Tomlin, I'm going to ask you a question, a favor right now. Will you find the link for an average person in the, well, let's just say the U.S. I think we got a lot of U.S. people, to do a quick link from Amazon to support someone on Twitch, because a lot of people have Amazon Prime. I didn't even remember that. Sporty Race Girl, welcome from Toronto. I think it's the same for Canada, but I think Canada's got a slightly different, URL, whatever. But Tomlin pointed this out. You can subscribe to our channel, meaning support the channel monetarily, for free if you have Amazon Prime, which, like, I feel like a lot of people do. I don't want to say everybody does, but plenty of people do. Folks, today's an exciting day. Once in a blue moon. Oh, welcome, folks. Folks are pouring in here. Welcome. Nick, coming in from Karlstad today. Not too many old ladies around, so that's a win according to my preference. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to deny you.
It's not necessary to take us back all the way to the bare wood. What we want to do
happened?
here is just transition it.
Oh, okay. My video about finishing cabinets just popped up and started playing. Maybe that's what this stream will be from now on. Is just a home improvement stream. I feel like I have so many projects going on. I don't talk about them on the stream. So as people are pouring in here, let me know where are you coming from. Folks, we're going to be meditating today, freestyle meditation. Every once in a while we pull out this fun time and we just, whatever I want to meditate on, whatever it is, we'll do it. Pro tip, we're actually going to be meditating on something pretty close to what we were doing last stream. I really had a good time doing that. And actually, I have this crazy idea. I want to know if people are interested in this idea. I had this idea of doing a 24-hour guided meditation, which would be berserk. It'd be fun, it'd be intense, and I don't know, I think it'd be fun for the stream and fun for everybody in the world, anyone who wants to. It is Wacky Wednesday. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so we're doing so many projects I don't talk about on the stream. We're doing this massive renovation here of our loft. Where we have this, like, here's what we'd like it to look like, and then here's what I want to pull up this this image for folks. What we'd like it to look like, what it's what it's actually going to look like, this kind of thing. What is this image? Looking for this okay, this image. Has anyone seen this image of the sorry, I'm trying to find this image. I'm like excited to show people this. Beep, pop, pop, pop. There it is. There it is. Let's just share my screen instead of come on, image. Let me see you. Show yourself to me. Okay. This is what we're looking at here. No, I want to see you. Okay, monitor 2 maybe? There we go. This is the image I'm talking about. This is like the design. This is the plan design versus the outcome design. This is exactly what we're talking about here. So we have this plan design, what we want the our studio to look like, and then we have the reality of what is possible in the realm of, you know, financial and the physical nature of reality. So we are working on that right now. But I think it might be fun. I don't know if folks would be interested in this, but is us sharing that those details about our rebuild, all the little bits and pieces here we're planning on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I could do 24 hours of strong determined. Yay! Look who it is. It's the beeper. Look, everybody. It's our favorite meditator. She's a natural. Look at her. This is what my mind is like when I try to meditate. What is it that you want? You always let me hold you, but then when you're on stream, you like lose your mind. Look at this little snoop. Little snooper. Yeah. So we're looking at technology that will make it possible to pass puppies through the camera over to you. We need a certain plug-in. We're trying to get it to work right now. It gets close, but we can't quite get it through the camera. Just go past. Okay, get in there. No, it's okay. It's not working right now. But soon we'll have that technology. Jean, rolling in from Brooklyn, welcome. You're probably just a few feet away. You're probably right next door in the apartment nearby. I know. So if anyone doesn't know, strong determination sitting is meditating where you don't move at all. It's kind of what I generally recommend for our meditation, but it's also like there's lots of variations that you can do, so you don't have to keep yourself perfectly still. And I've never broken the 4-hour mark. No, I think I maybe I have, but I can't remember. Raquel will remember. Raquel, did I break 4 hours in that retreat?
I think you just did 4 hours.
I just did 4. I think I did like 4 hours in like 1 minute just to like be like I broke 4 hours. Yeah, Raquel did 6. I did 4. But that was I haven't tried since then because it's just like, it's painful. Rory says, good morning from Kingston, Ontario. Lovely, Rory. Thank you so much for joining us. I know she's getting big. She's like, she's full size. Oh, thank you so much. Rory, you subscribed. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you. So, folks, the subscriptions, they help. They support us. I don't think we've had enough of subscriptions yet for it to actually become a check. I think at a certain amount they like send you a check, but it hasn't actually been that yet. But Rory says Raquel rocks. She just walked out, but I'll let her know you thought so. Folks, I'm excited about today's meditation because it's exactly what I need. Last time we practice in this relationship between the kind awareness, which if any of these words don't make sense, tell me right now, which is very important. If you're like, yeah, I sort of get what you mean, kind awareness. And what's it called? Between the kind awareness on one hand, and on the other hand, any one of these multiple selves that are arising. So if any of those terms don't make sense, now's the time to tell me. Beep up up up. And that was a gift subscription from Nick. That was very kind of you, Nick. Thank you for gifting that to Rory. That's very kind. That means you don't have to watch any ads, which apparently is a thing here. I can't control that, by the way. If I could turn the ads off, I would. Folks, anyone watching this who hears the following words and is like, I don't know about that. I'm speaking to you specifically. We're going to meditate for, you heard it, 25 minutes. And in order to make that meditation as impactful as possible, I'm going to encourage folks to practice in stillness. If you've never meditated that long, listen, it's entirely possible. In fact, it's not a big deal. And you're going to be thankful that you did so afterwards. Now, typically people are like, that's impossible, I can't do it, and they resist, and I'm not going to meditate. because of several simple problems that come up. They think their mind isn't allowed to wander. They think their mind is supposed to be quiet. They're supposed to feel peaceful. None of these things are true. And in fact, by accepting the fact that the mind will wander, we won't feel peaceful at times. We're going to be distracted, etc. We start to refine a skill. The game. This is a game. This is the ultimate game. Okay. Meditation is the ultimate game with the ultimate interface, because the interface is our entire reality, right? This is like, we talk about, if we could get VR that would, have a suit that you could feel all day, everything. This is it. And we can turn this into a game that we can actually get better and better at perceiving, better and better at experiencing the world in a way that is fulfilling for us, because that's what we're shooting for, is a more fulfilling life, less pain, more joy, ideally. Yeah. So, folks, what I'm going to encourage you is to find a comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration of the sit. Our bodies are often very fidgety, very movie, very angly. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is find a way to sit that you can maintain stillness. This is not often the most comfortable position. So if you're sitting like this, it'll be comfortable for about 5 minutes or maybe up to 7 minutes. But what you're going to want to do is find a way to rest the body so that the hips are lower than the knees are lower than the hips, meaning like the knees go this way, a little lower than the hips, allowing the lower spine to balance, the upper spine to balance on that, and then letting the head balance from there. And we're going to have some fun, folks. This is one of my favorite, what we're about to do is one of my favorite meditations. Teaching that kind awareness and that difficult part of ourselves, the part that is resisting or having a hard time, teaching that part how to meditate, how to have contact and have relief. Okay, here's my pitch. I realize, so we have parts of ourselves that are constantly struggling. This isn't right. This is stupid. Get me out of here. This is a constant part of our experience. What we're doing is teaching that part how to have actual relief, because it's finding relief in donuts and watching too much media, or being addicted to our phone, or like whatever the thing is that the system does to manage itself. We're teaching it over time how to actually get relief, which is honestly, that's a lot of what we're looking for. So beginning by finding a nice comfortable position. As challenges arise during this, don't worry. Let me know what the challenge is afterwards, and I can actually walk you through it. So finding that nice comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration of the sit. I want to make sure there's no background audio. About to jump in. Okay, good. 2020 CL, hi meditator from UK. I'm in Shavasana mode. All right, that's lying down mode, which is a totally valid way to meditate. Oh, here we got Coltraz. Hi Janusz, I'm Chris. Just subscribed Monday. Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Or something. I've been meditating for about 4 months. I found you through the recent Shinzen interview on YouTube. Thanks for doing this. Well, thank you very much. We're going to be meditating today with some particular skills. And we've been doing a series on the relationship of kind awareness. And now we're getting into some multiple self stuff. So find that nice comfortable position that you can maintain for the duration. And when you are ready, excuse me. Is the puppy locked up? Okay, thank you. Nope. Okay. Okay. And we'll begin. Oops. Just 1 second, folks. Hey, babe.
Yeah.
By the computer is the chip, the card for recording. Thanks, folks. If we don't have this little guy, no recording is going to happen, so no one can enjoy this meditation later. Okay. Excellent. And once again, we'll begin. Beginning by taking a few comfortable deep breaths and just feeling the body rise and fall. Each time we begin a meditation, we begin with the momentum of all of the previous moments. And this isn't a problem. This is simply the nature of the mind. The mind is racing and searching, enjoying conversation. As soon as we begin to practice, the mind continues in this way, searching, exploring. And so we're simply beginning to show it how to search and explore and do its usual dance in alignment with where we'd like to go. In this case, where we'd like to go is this particular moment. So noticing that however we're arriving at this practice, it's likely that we have some sense of how this is supposed to go. Maybe a sense that we're supposed to become more relaxed, or the mind is supposed to settle. We're supposed to feel greater ease. We're supposed to discover something about our experience. So I'm here to let you know that there's no need, actually, there's no need to tell the mind what to do. There's no need to concentrate. There are very few moments in our life where there's not a need for us to perform in some way. Even when we rest at night, there's a sense of a need to sleep. A need to rest. We don't need to rest. We don't even have to have a good meditation. We don't even need to shut off our body and mind's tendency to need. Often the system will present us with needs. We don't even have to stop those. There may be a sense of the body and mind needing or wanting to focus or discover, relax. That's fine. The system can want those things. This is simply momentum of past wanting. There can also be the sense in meditation that pushing, bearing down, doing the challenging thing is the best way to grow. In this case, there's no need to do that. In fact, if at some point there's a sense that what we're doing is too much, we actually gain more from listening to that voice, listening to that sense, than we do pushing through it. So if at any point this feels like we're leaning towards overwhelm, or it feels like a challenge has arisen that feels disruptive, dysregulating, I want to encourage you to shift either to an eyes open practice, to adjust the body, whatever you need to do to allow the system to regulate, to be comfortable. Even if that means stopping the meditation itself. We're learning to trust the system, and if a part of us feels overwhelmed, it needs to know that the system will respond. So the first part of this practice is simply showing the system, the body-mind, that there's no need to do anything. There is not even a need to do nothing. This might sound strange, but there's actually not even a need to show the system that there's no need. And notice that in your experience there may be a part of us, a particular self, or simply some part that tends to express a need. Often this is in the form of an old emotion, some emotion we felt deeper in the body for many years. This is a self, or part of us, that is less resourced. It doesn't seem to have what it needs. So much of its experience of the world is that of a need. Perhaps it needs care, needs warmth. Needs to be heard. So this moment, as strange as it might seem, in order to help this part recognize that it doesn't need to ask, it doesn't need to reach out, it can actually rest. This part of us might be very tired because it's been asking for so long. We can invite that part to simply rest. This might simply mean accepting that it is reaching out, accepting that it is trying to have its need met. Not trying to change that. And if this is working for us, simply holding this experience of this particular part or self, or if we're not noticing any part like this, simply recognizing that there's no need. If this is working, we can stay here. Or if we feel it would be helpful, we can use a mental phrase asking this particular part, would you like to rest? Would you like to rest? Knowing that any particular part might respond in a variety of ways. So if we find that this question is disturbing for this part, even the thought of resting, seems difficult, this might not be the best phrase for us. perhaps the phrase ends up being, I hear you, I hear you. Simply picking a phrase that allows this part more space. If this particular part was like a wind, the way we're relating to it is to allow space to get out of the way. Letting it ask its question, make its request without resistance. In effect, we're creating a kind of atmosphere, a kind of space where nothing is being asked of this particular part. Where this part can make its request. It can yearn as it knows how to do without resistance. And without any resistance to grab onto. This part is simply held, it's simply cocooned. In a space where there's nothing being asked of it. And noticing if there's any part of this that feels relieving, either to that particular self or to the space which holds it. So much of our difficulty comes from an internal push and pull. And one way to move through this is to allow this part to push or pull without any resistance. Without any need to make it stop pushing or pulling. And taking a moment to check in with the body. Is there any kind of breathing that would support this process? Any way of allowing the body to naturally adjust along with the breath that would feel supportive? And if so, going ahead and doing that now. And staying with the practice, staying in stillness. Allowing a tiny bit of light to enter the eyes. Eventually allowing the eyes to rest on a single point as they fully open. Allowing the openness, the spaciousness of seeing to show our awareness how it might expand into this openness. Giving this particular part even more space. And each time we enter into any particular moment, we do so with the momentum of all of the previous moments. So, acknowledging the effort that you have put in, acknowledging the wholesome effort, all of the practice that you've brought to this particular moment that has allowed it to be in this particular shape. This is the merit of our practice. And so, simply by appreciating all of that past effort, this primes the system to value that effort. Letting this particular moment shaped by this merit, letting this be the great teacher that shows us how we might bring this practice into every aspect of our life. Okay. So making any adjustments you need to allow the body to be comfortable. Unfolding any numb or asleep legs. Okay. So folks, I have a question for you. What happened? Imagining you just now emerged from some kind of time machine. Arriving back at your base of fellow superheroes. The superheroes have one question: what just happened? And it's up to you, the hero of this meditative story, to indicate, to to fill in the rest of the team. What happened there? What was that experience? I'm going to put something in the chat here. That is the link to our Zoom. If anyone wants to jump on the Zoom, let me know. We'll open it up. Using using the mouth machine, using our pie hole, is often a very useful way to move the practice forward, to actually talk about what we're experiencing, talk about any challenges, difficulties, reports, this kind of thing. It can be really helpful. That said, if you'd prefer to use text, that's fine as well. Also, folks, I notice that I think sometimes people feel a little self-conscious, in part because in order to, when we jump on the Zoom, what happens is we also, other folks can hear you. Not the Zoom, the Zoom link. Other folks can hear you. And if your video is on, which we recommend, other folks can see you. And this can bring up self-consciousness, which is understandable. It's interesting because I forget about it because it's something that I worked on and worked through using meditation for quite some time. So I just want to encourage folks that for me, the thing that broke me through camera self-consciousness, which is a not uncommon experience, is actually simply being aware of this strange constellation that the mind holds, this image of oneself in the eyes of the imagined other, which is actually where it's most painful, because we don't know who that other is, so we fill it with our greatest fears, not the fact that it's probably just some other, geeky folks who want to meditate and are having a, relatively average morning or afternoon, wherever we are. And often our deepest resistances arise. So for me, observing that over and over again just made it collapse, and it's just not such an issue anymore. In fact, it's sort of fun. You get to, you're like, I'm a princess, and you get to pretend you're somebody, or the part of you that wants to pretend, just let it pretend, and it ends up being a fun game of make-believe at one level. Okay, here, Jean says, that was very enjoyable. The self that has been struggling definitely wanted to rest. It even asked for a hammock. Excellent. Good, I'm very glad. Yeah, that was really helpful for me. I thought that meditation was going to go in a different direction, but once I sort of recognized that part about it wanting to rest, I was just like, I think we're going to hang out here. So hopefully that was people's experience, but it might not have been. What was your experience is my big fat question. Coltraz, you told me your name again, so I'm going to try to remember your actual name. Chris. Okay, Coltraz is Chris. That the word translates into Chris. It'll take me a while, but just keep reminding me. And at this point, I read the name Mirk Goff as Nick. Like my mind actually just fully transcodes that as Nick. So that word is Chris. It appears your Discord invite link has expired. You know, it's funny. Okay, so actually Nick put in this command, which was ! So Tomlin, our friend who supports us here, here, let me do this one. This one should be up to date. Yes. Let me see if that Discord link works. That one, the one that's that other command is an old one. So folks, what was that like? What happened and what do you like now? Nick says, actually, I fell asleep multiple times. Excellent. Before you even mentioned rest and without ASMR. Well, listen, you never know these days. My body is pretty tired since neighbor was blasting music from 4 a.m. onward. Oh, that's so considerate. I believe in no free will, so wasn't mad. Texted him anyway, to no avail. Worst report ever. No, it's good to report that. It's good to report the difficulties, and I think that that's actually how we move forward. And I'm sorry to hear about your neighbor. That neighbor stuff is like so frustrating and challenging. In New York, it's like all you hear about because everyone's so packed on top of each other. We're very lucky here in the loft where on this side we have a business that only operates sort of regular business hours, and it's a friend. We've made friends over the years, so if he's blasting music, typically it's actually very good music, so we let it roll in the background. But if we're recording or something, we just say, hey, we're recording, and brings it down. This side is currently vacant. Raquel and I fantasize about somehow doubling our income and being able to like also take over this space next door, but that is neither here nor there. And he says, it was nice to allow that self to rest, almost felt like it melting. Well, listen, this is, I think I knew that, I knew this, but this was, became very apparent today that, which is it Taekwondo? Remind me here, the martial art where it's basically you just, there's nothing could happen because it's just pure lack of resistance. Somebody goes to punch and it's just like you just move you use their own momentum against them, basically. I guess it's a little different than that. I guess I'm trying to think of, there is a martial art where it's actually very boring to watch because they just are like moving and like there's nothing you can do to fight against them. There's no sort of because there's no resistance. Like basically resistance is required in order for a punch to land, right? So if somebody punches at X speed and you move back at the exact same speed, it just can't hurt you. So that's part of the premise of that particular martial art, which I'm sure someone will remind me of in a moment. And that's part of the premise is that these particular selves, a lot of their way of being is, I was going to say their nature, but it's really not their nature. A lot of their adaptive way of being is resistance, and that requires pushback. So it requires us to sort of try to tamp it down. And when that's removed, it sort of scrambles, and it eventually sort of recognizes like, oh, there's nothing to push against, and there's a way in which it can rest. When that happened, our other selves joined in congratulating the hard work, protective self for finally taking a break. That's so sweet. It created more space for quieter selves to dance around and feel free. Yeah, that's so lovely. The quieter selves are so lovely. They're quieter. They are not like I'm the one in front, like I'm the big boss, and just letting those selves sort of exist is so nice. And often those quieter selves will come out if we just give them space. just open up a space and let them be whatever size that they want. So it's, in a way, it's like size-wise, there's some selves that try to be as big as they can constantly. They're like, everything's a problem. And they're like constantly worrying and like taking up space. And often those are exactly crowding out selves that they try to be as small as possible. So my experience is that shame, for instance, is a self that tries to be, it could be as small as possible, and the sort of judgmental self tries to be as big as possible. So it's partially opening up space so that, you know, the self that's constantly needing can actually have a little space. And this would work for any self, any one of those constellations, as you mentioned. So Nick says, yes, just pronounce the E for my name, and it's perfect. Nick, so Mirk Gyofi. Is it E or E? So Mirk Gyofi. Okay, folks. Thanks, Tomlin. Tomlin, just so you know, we got to change the command that Nick did, which is ! Oh, that was an old command. We used to use that because we would encourage people to ask questions from Discord, because that's how we piped in audio. Interesting. Maybe we do that. Maybe we do that instead of Zoom. I don't know. We'll think about it. Okay, short E. Mirk Gyofi. So folks, very excited that you're here today. We're excited to have you back here with us on a very exciting Friday, which is coming oh so soon. And of course, few announcements here. We mentioned this before. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you can support the channel for free, no cost to you, once every month. You have to renew it every month if you want to renew it, but you can, if you know where that link is, Tomlin, just a link to show people how to, from their Amazon, support a particular Twitch streamer, which is what we are. And that is no sweat off your back and means that we get supported. And of course, as always, we love to hear your questions. So if you have a question on our very Discord here, we have a section called Questions for Stream, and I actually haven't checked it today. So let me see if anyone had left a question, hoping that we would answer it on stream. If so, we can try to do that now. Beep up. Let's see. Okay. Oh, all right. I have an interview coming up here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I have an interview. So tomorrow at 8 p.m., Thursday, 8 p.m. Oh, great. I'm so glad I caught this in time. Congratulations. Tomorrow at 8 p.m., I'm being interviewed on another person's stream. And let me see if I can find the link to this. Okay, make sure you're on our email list. If you're not on our email list, get there. We're going to email out about this today. How do you get on our email list? Well, have some free meditations, and that will do the trick. Those meditations will get you right on our email list. I'm going to be interviewed by a woman named Victoria Way here on Twitch, 8 p.m. tomorrow, so you're more than welcome to come. I'd be very interested to see what happens. I have not been interviewed on Twitch before, so I'm curious about that. And on our Discord, let me check real quick. Questions. Nope, no questions for stream. That's fine. So on our Discord, we have a place for questions for stream, and so we'll answer your question at length. We'll even plan ahead to answer your question if you have one. So join our Discord. Love to have you there. Folks, as always, so lovely to have you here with us. And I have something else for you before you go here. I have a wish that right here, right now, in this particular moment, as you look around in your experience, to recognize that this world that you find yourself in, this body, this environment, this mind, there's points when it'll ask things from you. It'll ask you to provide certain things, certain experiences. It'll want certain things to be different. Just know at this moment that actually there's no need for anything to be different. This world is not asking something of you by its nature. This is something that the mind tells us is true. But the world is asking us to be ambitious, or the world is asking us to be a certain person. So we can begin to break down this tendency in a couple ways. One is simply to notice that it's occurring. Notice as we look at our environment, our world, if there's any sense that it is asking, that is wanting us to be someone, wanting us to tidy our room or get things done, that this is actually an exercise of the mind. It's not a problem. And to also recognize that that pressure, that asking, that wanting, that might be internal or external, that's also nature. And by allowing that asking to occur without resisting it in this particular moment, we actually take its claws away. We take its ability to grab us away by simply allowing that asking to occur. So my wish for you is simply to notice the elegant nature of your experience of this asking phenomena, and to allow that to occur without any need for it to be different. So folks, as always, take care, be kind to each other, practice well, and we'll see you very, very soon.